Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeff White Fitness Solutions. Thanks for checking out this video today. And today we're going to talk some financial fitness and we're going to talk taxes. And one of the biggest things we hear or have been hearing for the last several years is tax the rich. The rich are not paying their fair share of taxes and they must pay. And that was a really big thing on the political campaign, the campaign trail, where people are angry about wealthy people not paying taxes. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about how they get away with it and why they're doing it legally and why the average person needs to really understand this and find out how they can benefit too. So that's what this video is about. So please leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this type of content because these are things that I think we need to know because they don't teach this in school. And also, please like, share, and most definitely subscribe. All right, guys, you ready? Let's get started. All right, so let's clear up a couple of things first before we really get started. Rich people do pay taxes, and as a matter of fact, if they don't pay their taxes, oh, they get in trouble. They get in big trouble. And here you can see this is just a few. I mean, there were so many celebrities and people out there I saw that got in trouble for tax evasion that I just didn't have the space, to be honest with you, to put all of them. So here are just a few. And these are some names that all of us know. You know at least three people on this list, I'm sure. And they all got in trouble for not paying taxes, and they are rich. So at the end of the day, there are many rich people who do pay taxes, but there are some that don't pay a lot of taxes, and those are the people that we really want to talk about. So just know right off the bat, when people say the rich need to pay their share in taxes, many of them are, but there is a catch. All right, so let's break it down. All right, so the first thing that we have to remember, there are different types of income. See, people say tax the rich, and a lot of people may assume that we are all earning the money in the exact same ways, which is definitely not true. We're going to go over that. So the first type of income is earned income, and this is income from employees. Employees are paid via earned income. So you work a certain amount of hours or whatever, or you get a salary, that is earned income. And so you work in a job. If you have a job, you're getting earned income, period. Now, here's the thing that people don't know. Earned income is the highest taxed type of income. And there are different types of income that you can earn. So earned income is the highest form of highest tax form of income. And if you have a job and you're getting hourly wages or you pay via salary, this is what you get. And so there are rich people who have earned income. We're talking about people like celebrities, athletes, entertainers, things of that nature. And so the people you saw in the previous slide, a lot of them are earned income earners. And what you don't know, what you don't realize is many wealthy entrepreneurs do not get the bulk of their money from earned income. See, it's these little nuances that people don't know that you must know. So again, most wealthy entrepreneurs do not get the bulk of their money from earned income. And this plays a huge role in how they are taxed. All right. So now let's go to the next type of income type. Next would be passive income. And this is money earned with a decreased effort. Basically, this is money you could make while you sleep. And I have two examples here that you can clearly understand and relate to. The first one is a vending machine. I mean, you literally invest in your vending machines, you put them in high traffic locations, you make sure they're stocked with good snacks, and people will buy from your vending machine. And you can literally set up shop and you can make thousands of dollars from vending machines. every single year. And that is an excellent example of passive income. Another one, of course, is rental property. We all understand rental property. You rent out a house and they pay you to rent, live there. And that is passive income. Now, of course, it does say decreased effort because you're not working a 9 to 5 or 10, 12 hours a day like you normally would with a regular job when you have passive income streams. You're still working, of course, but it's entirely different. You're not there every single day unless you really want to be, but you don't have to be. So, other examples would be dividends and capital gains. And what makes this one more appealing that a lot of people don't realize is the tax rate is a lot lower than when you have earned income. So again, it's very important that you understand that different income types have different tax rates. So wealthy people know this. So they decrease the amount of earned income they make as much as they can and look at other forms of income. And this one here is a great one, passive income. I personally am a big proponent of passive income. I have my online courses and I have 11 books that I sell and some other things too. So for me, passive income is definitely the way to go. And then on a side note, if you have passive income, this could be money that you can make even if you are incapacitated and unable to work. See, with earned income, if you work, you get paid. If you don't work, you don't get paid. With passive income, you can set yourself up that even if you are unable to work or for whatever reason, you can still get paid. So passive income is the way to go. And again, it's at a lower tax rate. They don't teach this in school, people, but this is something everyone should know and understand. Okay, so we went over two types of income. Now, another one is capital gains. And this is profits that you receive from selling assets. And the most common example that the average person knows is when you sell stocks and mutual funds. You have the capital gains tax. Now, what people may not realize is when you have a capital gain, the tax rate is lower than ordinary income or earned income. So again, it's critical that you understand different types of income. So yeah, they're paying tax, but they're going to be paying a lot less in taxes. So when you hear politicians and people say the rich got to pay more in taxes, then that means they're going to be changing tax laws. And let's be real, do you really think they're going to be changing the capital gains taxes and passive income tax laws? I honestly don't think so. I don't. But see, here's something a lot of people don't think about too. There are other types of capital gains, and that would include selling things like businesses. See, this is a best kept secret right here, and we can just talk about this alone by itself. But you can buy an existing business, and people sell their businesses all the time. I mean, think about someone who owns a car repair shop or something like that or anything. And they own that business for 10, 20, 30 years and they're ready to retire. And let's just say they have kids or whatever, and their kids don't want to continue to run the family business. They will sell that business. They will literally put it up for sale. And then you can literally come in, look at the books, and negotiate a deal to buy an existing business. But see, this is something that's not taught either because the average person thinks, okay, I want to start a business. They think they got to start from scratch. No, you do not. You can literally buy an existing business and boom, you're up and running. But that's a whole nother topic. So anyway, cars, boats, land, other types of capital gains, and there are many others also as well. So remember, capital gains taxes are typically lower than ordinary income or earned income taxes. Again, they don't teach this in school, but this is something you must know and eventually use in your daily life or everyday life. Okay, so here you can see the comparison of tax rates between earned income and passive income. Now, I won't elaborate on this because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not a tax advisor. I am a former financial advisor and I'm also an entrepreneur. So I am, somewhat familiar with these things. I'm not an expert by no stretch of the imagination, but what I wanted to do is just point out these things because I honestly think this is something everyone should know. I won't say it's common sense, but when people say we need to tax the rich, you need to understand that there are different income and different ways that people avoid taxes legally. And this again is not taught in school. So anyway, I want you to just take a look at this and just really think about it. And if you have additional questions, definitely talk to a tax advisor to see, what can help you. But everyone should at least be aware of these type of things. And as I say, no, I'm not a tax advisor. I'm a former financial advisor, and as a person who is an entrepreneur, I, really look for passive income. I believe everyone should have some type of passive income, and I am working on having multiple streams of passive income, and of course, it's at a lower tax rate, which is music to my ears. Okay, I told you guys I've written books and I'm an entrepreneur. And here's one of my books here. It's titled Invest for Success, Millionaire Wealth Strategies Not Taught in School. Invest for Success, Millionaire Wealth Strategies Not Taught in School. This book is available on Amazon. It's a paperback, ebook, and audiobook. So check it out. And I talk about a lot of different things as far as wealth strategies. And this is just one here that they don't teach in schools, but honestly, I wish I would have known this when I was um, in college, literally in college. So business strategies, that's the key. That is where it's at. So the first thing you want to do is you want to create a business entity and you want to put everything under that tax ID. Don't use your social, that tax ID. Tax ID. Listen to that. Tax ID. That's number one. You want to get that tax ID. All right. So this is where it gets really fun. You want to start a business with a bank loan. See, there's good debt and bad debt. The bad debt is when you have those credit cards and you max out your credit cards. That's bad debt. The good debt is when you borrow money to buy assets. And assets could be anything like buying an existing business, like what we talked about in the previous slide, or even say rental property. Now, the best part about these bank loans is bank loans are not taxable as income. Let me repeat that. Bank loans are not taxable as income. Yeah, you got to pay it back, of course, but it's not taxable as income. So when you get that bank loan, and let's just say you buy rental property. You buy rental property at bank loan for say you get 100,000, 200,000, whatever. Pick a number. You get that rental property, and how do you pay that bank loan back? You pay it back by people paying their rent to you. They pay you, and then you figure out how much you can, charge for rent based on your bank loans you have to pay back. So let's just say, for example, if you have to pay back, if you have a loan and you have to pay back, say, $1,500 a month, if you can get rental property and they pay you $2,000 a month, well, guess what? You can pay back the $1,500 every month and you got $500 in your pocket, literally. Now, over a period of time, if you pay off that bank loan, you now have that property literally outright. You ain't paying no tax on that loan to get the actual property. And now you're getting paid with passive income, which is going to be at a lower tax rate. Do you understand what I'm telling you here? So when they say tax the rich, you got to ask yourself, how in the world are they going to do that? They're going to change all these laws and all these things that help benefit business owners? I don't think so. And so then what you want to do also is you want to report every expense on your taxes for those tax write-offs. Do you understand what I'm telling you here? This is huge. This is huge. You can do the same thing, get that bank loan to buy an existing business. An existing business. So if you find out that a business is for sale and it interests you, you do the numbers, you talk to the owner, you see, wow, this is a good business. This is making money. It's profitable. It's in a great location. It's going to be in demand for years. I think I want to buy this business. You get that bank loan, and then you pay it off with the proceeds that you receive from the business itself. In due time, you have that bank loan paid off, and you have that business scot free. Just that simple. It is literally just that simple. So it's critical that we know these things and start having strategies. Don't just go get a job and work for someone and be slaving away, 40, 50, 60 hours a week and hope you get ahead. You can, but you want to have some strategies too. And having assets are the key, because there are tax advantages and tax benefits to going this route. Can't stress it enough. This is so important. And again, they do not teach this in school. I wonder why. All right, everybody. Okay, so now we have to look at these business strategies. And I want you to look at it from the aspect of an entrepreneur. See, the average person works for someone else. They don't look at things from an entrepreneurial perspective. So picture this. You decide you want to start your own business, right? And if you have your own business, especially when you're starting out, you're not getting paid. You're not getting a paycheck. So you don't know if or when you're going to make money. But to get that business off the ground, you're going to work 50, 60, 70 hours a week, every single week for weeks, months, or even years to finally get it going. And one day, if everything works out, you will start to make money on that business. And let's just say after 5 years, you start to make some really good money from this business. You're really proud of yourself, right? But then all of a sudden, someone comes up and says, hey, you need to pay more taxes because you are a wealthy business owner. Now, again, look at it from an entrepreneurial perspective. You weren't getting a paycheck. You didn't get a set salary for years. So you have to bust your butt to get that business going. And then someone's going to come and say, oh, you got to pay more in taxes now. How would that make you feel? What incentive would you have to work so hard to create your business when you finally make it big, someone says you're going to have to pay more in taxes? You may not be so gung-ho to sacrifice and turn yourself inside out to make that business work. And if that were to happen, fewer people will probably start businesses because they don't want all their money taken by Uncle Sam. So entrepreneurs know this, and guess who else knows this? The government knows this. So to induce or entice people or get them excited about starting their own business, they give them tax breaks. They give them tax breaks to create those businesses because they know, the government knows that these businesses can create jobs that can help stimulate the economy. Look at it like this. The more jobs that are created in the private sector, the less the government has to spend on unemployment, on welfare, on food stamps, etc., etc., etc. Not only that, the more jobs in the private sector that are competitive and pay well, the less the government has to have on their payroll. You gotta remember something. The government, they pay people, and how do they pay their employees? They print money. They either print money or they raise taxes, or they raise money by doing trade with other countries and things of that nature. But if we have a trade deficit, then that throws that out the window, but that's a whole nother topic. So basically it's like this. More jobs created by the private sector means less money spent by the government, and that is why you see they don't pay as much. This is why they have these, so many wealthy people aren't paying as many in taxes because they have so many tax breaks. And then look at it like this. This is a very important point. What if you have a business that is doing very, very well and you're making a whole lot of money, and then the government comes back and say, "Oh, we're going to part charge you more in taxes." I don't know why people think these companies just can't close up shop and move overseas. How many of the items in your home are made in China? How many? In my house, it's quite a few. Have you ever seen a factory shut down and move overseas? Think about the Detroit automakers, and you can see like some of those companies over in on the Midwest or on the East Coast. A lot of those companies are gone; they moved overseas. This is a huge problem, and the government really don't want these companies to go overseas. But why'd they go overseas? Because it was cheaper, because it had tax breaks, because it didn't cost them as much as it does over there to work over here. So now here's another question I want you to really think about. Trump wants these companies to come back to America. What incentive do they have to come back to America? What incentive do they have to come back to America? Are they going to get tax breaks? Are they going to have tax advantages? Is it going to be cheaper over here than it is over there? Because it's going to cost them money to close up shop and move over here. What advantages will we give them to entice them to close up shop and come back to the United States? These are questions you have to ask yourself. And one way is by giving them tax breaks. But the average person is saying we got to tax the rich. And I'm going to be honest with you, if that were me, and I hear these people saying we got to tax them more and they got to pay more and more and more in taxes, I'm keeping my business right where it is, safely in another country. Just being honest with you, this is business, nothing personal. So it's critical that people understand this and know that there are many, many different aspects and nuances to these tax breaks and why the rich are not paying these taxes. Very, very important information that we must understand. Okay, so I'm going to plug myself real quick here. I told you about my book, um, Invest for Success, Millionaire, What Strategies Not Taught in School. Here is an online course that has a lot of the same information in it, and that is on Udemy. And you can check out that course as well, where we talk about a lot of these different things. So, up next, we're going to talk about how they avoid paying taxes through their investments. There are many investments out there that are tax advantaged. And here are just a few. I mean, there are more, of course. Now, the average person knows about the Roth IRA. I won't even go into that at all. But, Roth IRA is, it goes in, after tax. So when you withdraw the money, you don't pay taxes on whatever you withdraw after age 59 and a half. So here are some of the most popular tax-free investments that the wealthy use. And one is tax-free municipal bonds. And when I was a stockbroker, that's when I learned about these, and I was blown away at the thought of tax-free munis. So basically, these are municipal bonds from different municipalities around the country. And what it is when you purchase the bond, any of the interest you receive is tax-free. It's tax-free. So if you put $1 million in a bond and it's yielding whatever amount, and you say you get, let's just say you get 20,000 from that bond, you get that money tax-free. That's tax-free money that you're getting. And when you really think about it, it can blow your mind. One strategy that many people use is what's called a bond ladder. And so let's just say what you want to do is you want to buy, say, 5 to 10 different bonds that mature 1 year after the other. So if you buy one bond, it's 1 year, then the next year matures in 2 years, the next one matures in 3 years, the next one matures in 4 years, so on, so on, and so on. So what happens is when that first bond matures, you roll it over into a new bond that matures at the end of the ladder, which in this case would be 6 years later. So every year you have money that matures that you can move into a bond that is going to be in a higher yield. And so basically, you are literally getting money every single year. from the interest that you receive on, or the yield, that's tax free, and you're literally living off that money, and you're not touching your principal. Fascinating investment strategy that people don't know about. Another one is a tax exempt mutual fund. These mutual funds are tax exempt. You don't pay taxes on the monies you received in it, the interest on that as well. Up next, you have index universal life insurance, and I talked about the Roth IRA. So I'm not going to elaborate because this video is getting a little long, but just know that there are investments out there that are not discussed. You won't see them on the news. You won't see people talk about that at the water cooler at your job. But just know there are tax advantage investments out there that the wealthy are using. And like I said, when I became a stockbroker many years ago, I was blown away to know that there are people out there who never invest in the stock market and are living off of tax-free municipal bonds. It is the real deal. Now, there may be not as many today because of the economic climate, but trust and believe people were definitely using them, and I'm sure there are still some out there using them now. Now, here's another way they protect their assets, and this one involves building generational wealth. And this is where education comes in, because you want to educate your children, your heirs, your beneficiaries about these different things too. And so the two things they do real briefly: life insurance and living trusts. Now, the life insurance basically is typically paid to beneficiaries and it's not taxable income. So I remember being a rookie broker thinking, how are these people opening these $50,000 accounts, $100,000 accounts, $200,000 accounts? They are beneficiaries on life insurance. So here's a scenario. Imagine you get a life insurance policy, and well, you're the heir for a life insurance policy for, let's say, $150,000. You haven't paid tax on that. You turn around and you invest in rental property. I mean, you can do that. And then you're going to be in a lower tax bracket on that. And there you go. You're sitting pretty. Or you buy a business with that. So you don't go out and buy fancy cars and buy a house to live in. You buy rental property. You buy something that's going to generate passive income, those assets, and then you set yourself up in another way to generate income. And now you're going to put yourself in a position where you are going to be at a lower tax bracket too. Another thing they do is living trusts, and they can help you avoid or reduce estate taxes, gift taxes, and income taxes. So there are many ways that they avoid paying taxes, and this is the tip of the iceberg, everybody. But I encourage you to do your own research and see for yourself, because there's so much out there. And this is not even a real course. This is just conversation. All right, guys, we're at the end. Thanks for checking out this video. I hope you learned a lot here, and I strongly encourage you to do your own research. Check out my online books and courses. And here you can see I have another book that I wrote. This is for kids: Planting Seeds: The Children's Guide to Entrepreneurship. Planting Seeds: The Children's Guide to Entrepreneurship. It all starts with owning your own business. That's where it all starts. That book is also on Amazon as well. Okay, so with that said, action steps. You want to reduce your tax exposure, and here are a few ways to do it. The first thing is you want to decrease your earned income and increase other types of income. Remember, that's passive income and capital gains. That's what you want to focus on. Forget that earned income. Yeah, you're going to need that job, but you want to work towards creating passive income and capital gains. And you do that by having assets, accumulate assets. Up next, start a business, get that tax ID, buy assets that generate revenue, like we said. You definitely want to get a tax advisor to help you with this, because there's so much you just don't know. And last but certainly not least, get those tax sheltered investments. So you got a lot of homework to do, because again, they don't teach this in school, but the information is out there. It's the best kept secret. And this is just the tip of the iceberg as to why the rich don't pay taxes. All right, guys, let's get to it. Peace out.